Hello, everybody. We're here today with Michael Marshall and Renia Marshall, and we're talking about detox and cleansing and how it relates to our spiritual and our consciousness, spiritual level, spiritual well-being, and consciousness. So, Michael and Renia, why don't I was so intrigued by the iris behind you. Why don't we start off by talking about the significance of the iris in your logo? Your platform is called New Vision for Life. Is that right?
Hi,
So I guess
everybody.
it caught my eye. So let's talk about that.
Okay, you want to start?
Hi, you just
Okay. Well, the eye is the window to the soul. So we use the science of iridology to not necessarily diagnose, but put together protocols for our clients to help them detoxify their bodies, move their lymphatic system, and remove the toxins from their body. The main reason why people are sick today is because we're toxic. That's the bottom line. So what we do is we help people remove the toxins to heal themselves. So it can be cancers, it can be any kind of itis, it can be eczema, you name it. You can remove these so-called diseases by allowing your body to do the work and cleanse itself. Your body is actually begging to remove these toxins. So we use the science of iridology to go in and look for lymphatic stagnations, genetic weaknesses, malabsorptions, and that's kind of the starting point. So we figured the eye and the logo, that's where we start. So that should
Well,
be up front.
I said it's very eye-catching, and it was intriguing to me just because I'd mentioned that I'd read this book years ago in the Shirley MacLaine bookstore in Los Angeles, The Bodhi Tree, about this very topic, and it said that, and I always remembered this, that everyone's eye is essentially uh, blue, or, and Rania corrected me, is also brown. It could be one of two colors, and that everything else is a variation which can depict or point to some sort of imbalance. Is that right, Rania?
Yes, that's correct. Because really, it's only two real colors of the irises, meaning blue and light brown. Everything else is showing that you have more, work to do because you have more lymphatic stagnation, which is in the, higher stage. Because first stage is like acute and it's showing whitish in your iris. The second stage is subacute and it's showing yellowish. Now, another stage is a chronic, which is brown, and you don't want to get the last stage, which is this degenerative and it's black.
Yeah. So when you go in and you take a real close up of eyes, you can
Interesting.
really see what's going on. In my eye, right, I've basically got orange eyes because that's how toxic I've become over a course of 40 some years of living the way that I did. But orange eyes don't exist in nature. So why is it that I have orange eyes?
Orange eye is because people has a lot of sulfur. Okay, sulfur is
Oh,
from all of the medication. Okay, and sulfur is showing in the iris. It is a orange color. Okay, so that's why. And this is acid. This is basically sulfur is acid. So it's chewing your cells from the inside, and you would like to remove it. You don't want to live with this.
interesting. Well, the iris behind you is yellow, and I remember I visited a friend of mine a couple of years ago at Northwestern Hospital, and she was in there for a liver situation, and her eyes were actually they were yellow at the time. It was very disconcerting.
The white, right?
Yes.
White
Yeah.
part, yeah.
Yeah. Scary.
That's
Um,
showing liver problem.
but now, of course, you mentioned the lymphatic system. Why don't you explain briefly the importance of the lymphatic system and how that is supposed to be operating and how it can be impeded in its operation?
Okay, so we as a human being, we're built from approximately 75 to 100 trillion of cells, right? Every single
Oh,
cells needs to eat, which is needs a kitchen, right? What is the kitchen we do in our body? It's a blood, right? Blood has a pump, okay? Uh, which is a heart, and it's delivering, goodies, whatever your cells needed, into your cells. Every single cell. Doesn't matter if it's skin, Doesn't matter if it's, liver, doesn't matter if it's kidney, doesn't matter. Every single cell need to eat, eat. So that's we have a blood for that. So when you have a kitchen, what you need to have? You need to have also sewer system, right? Because you're gonna have some waste, right? So when your cells eating, they're also pooping, right? So they need to have some system, so sewer system. So that's gonna take and remove from your body, right? Because this is acid based, all the waste is acid based, okay?
Okay, that's good to know.
So the sewer system between our body is lymphatic system, which is a 4 times bigger than the kitchen, which is blood system, okay? 4 times bigger. And on top of that, the lymphatic system is a lipid-based system, which is more sluggish because blood, first of all, has a pump and is more like water-based, right? It's very liquid, okay? So, and lymphatic system doesn't have any pump, so it's sluggish on the beginning, okay? So when people don't do certain stuff to move the lymphatic system, the lymphatic system is not moving. So what you can do, for example, you can do like exercises, like biking, walking, anything.
Stretching.
Yeah, stretching.
Renia,
Like
what's the channel though? I guess I assume that the waste went through the bloodstream also, but it doesn't go where does the waste exit from?
Okay, so the main eliminated organ between our bodies are kidneys, okay? So main role, kidney role between our body is eliminating the lymphatic, the waste from lymphatic system, which is our toxins, acid, and everything which you don't need between your body, okay? So we need to basically remove it. And now is the challenge, because most of the people, okay, have the problem with kidney filtration.
95% of people, because we've been living the lifestyles that we lead, eating the toxic foods, chemtrails, heavy metal toxicity. We're broken down, and we all have the same problems.
So
but I'm still confused though. The channel though, I'm still confused. Like, where does the waste where does it exit? Does it go through the bloodstream then to the kidneys, or where does it travel? What's the conduit to the kidney?
Okay, so this is so kitchen and sewer system is.
You can tell I don't cook. I don't know anything about cooking.
Yeah.
So the blood is delivering all the nutrients to the cells in the body.
Yes.
When the cells are eliminating, they eliminate into the other fluid, which is the lymphatic system. So let's take a.
But that's not through the blood. That's not through the veins or the arteries. That's a different channel.
No.
If the pH in the blood changes very minutely, we have a good chance of dying. So the blood has got to be maintained, right? So our body maintains a pH balance in our blood. It's very finite. There's very little movement.
So it's 735 between 735 and 745. If you have different pH of your blood, that's few minutes and you're not here anymore.
So this lymphatic system is really behind the scenes.
Separate.
This is something else.
Separate.
It's bigger than the blood system, because we've got 70 trillion cells that are eliminating waste all the time. So that fluid, like I was mentioning just a little bit ago, when you pop a pimple, what happens? You pop one, you got white pus coming out. That's your lymphatic fluid. And then when you get all that pus out, what comes out after that?
Blood.
Those are your two fluids that you're dealing with, blood and lymphatic.
So, but what does the lymphatic fluid travel through? Does it just travel through tissue, or what does it travel through? It's a system.
It's a system.
It's
like a blood
just like your blood system.
But is it like a tube? Is it like an artery or a tube, or is it just a?
Yes. You can.
Wow.
You can. It's basically the same kind of concept like blood system. Okay. So.
Okay, I guess I'm the only one that didn't know that. I just didn't know.
I don't know. I don't think you're
actually.
Yeah. We're not taught about the lymphatic system.
Yeah.
We're not taught about how to move it. These things have been left out of our education and our well-being. It's our key to well-being.
Well, it's so
Yeah.
embarrassing. They should have
So-
asked me that about this consciousness scoop. That because how conscious can you be when you're unaware of like a very large function in your body? I never even knew. I mean, I knew
That's a
about.
very good.
I
That's
heard
a
about
good point.
lymphatic, but I never had any idea.
I
But
think
that was-
let's tie that in, because when your lymphatic system isn't moving, so what's a tumor, right? So we have lymph nodes. So a tumor grows, right? And the reason why the tumor is growing is because your lymphatic system, right? Because your
Yeah.
lymph nodes goes into
It's blocked.
your lymph system to eliminate it.
Wow.
But the tumor grows because your lymph system's blocked and it's not moving. So it's backing up now. Okay. And so when you go to a doctor, if you have a tumor, you go to a doctor and they feel it, they're checking to see whether it's soft or hard. So if it's soft, it means it's still fluid-like, and it's
It's a beginning stage.
it's a beginning stage, and it means that your lymphatic system isn't, it's going to be hard or soft. So your lymphatic system can get very hard too. If it's hard, that means your lymphatic system is blocked and it's completely hard. It's not even moving. Now you got to soften it up so you can actually start moving it. If it's actually soft, you're going to be ahead of the game and you can try to start eliminating a little bit quicker. But that's what the doctors are checking for when they're looking at tumors. Is it soft or is it hard? And that's your lymphatic system. Some people's lymphatic systems are so backed up, this is like stage 5 cancers, right, that they're not eliminating, and now they're just growing tumors everywhere because their lymph nodes have no way to get rid of the waste.
Well,
Because look, when you're not eliminating, what you're doing, you're accumulating, okay? So you have, acid on top of the acid on top of the acid, okay? And that's why, people are acidic. So for example, how you can tell right away if you have acidic body, when you're white, in your iris is not white, it's, kind of reddish because it has a lot of veins. More veins you have in your white, that means more acidic you are.
Mhm.
So like Michael mentioned, it's like he was mentioning about, environmental, toxins like chemicals and everything, what is coming, all the chemicals, what are coming from outside. But on top of everything, on top of those, toxins, we have also, our body is producing acid because cellular metabolic waste is also acidic. Okay, all of the waste is acidic. Okay, so when you are too much acidic, you're starting, getting all of the diseases. That's how they're starting.
That's your body's way. Like high cholesterol is your body's way to try to eliminate the toxins in your body. It's pulling, right? You start to pull. You're leaching calcium from your bones because your body's like, I'm way too acidic. I need a buffering system here to try to dial this acidity back, right? So that's where all these deficiencies start coming from, is our body trying to defend against the acidosis that we're creating and we have been creating.
Because those two things, what Michael, mentioned, cholesterol and calcium are alkaline. Okay, so when your body is too acidic, it's trying to do something, to buffer this, to bring into the balance. That's why, people has high cholesterol.
Mm-hmm.
And what the doctors do, they giving the, pills to lower the cholesterol.
And you can see cholesterol in the eyes. It's a thick white ring that starts to develop on the very outer portion of the eye. You can see that in the eye.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tie one more thing in there. I know we've been kind of talking about this, but it's very important. You had said, well, I guess I wasn't conscious that there was a lymphatic system, right? Because you weren't aware of it. So the more acidic we become, the less conscious we are actually becoming, and the less spiritual we are.
interesting.
And you have to look at. I can go down a serious rabbit hole here, but why are the powers that be trying to force vaccinations on us and put us, wearing masks and all these other things? Because they're trying to kill our consciousness. They're trying to make us the same being, right? And it started with the food industry. It started with the medical industry. We've been guinea pigs for a very long time. It's been killing our consciousness. So it's nobody's fault. It's none of our fault that we're not aware of this stuff, because we've been deliberately withheld this information.
Yep. Yeah. And
Well,
those information are, are very, like they're hiding from us. Okay, so it's hard to, you know, find those information with all of the, you know, things what they're doing, you know, like uh what's called what they do, Facebook does and Twitter.
Censoring.
Censoring, they're censoring this information. Okay, so it's not easy to find
Rania, you're
them,
so
right?
conscious, you don't even
And
know what
it
the word is. I love that. You can't even conceive of the idea of censoring people.
no, seriously,
Honestly, she can't.
I'm living in different world. Okay.
She is. It's true. She does live
Well,
in a different world.
So obviously the next question is, how do we lower our acidity and raise our alkali level? How do we fix that?
Yes, this is common sense. Okay, when your body is acidic, you need to bring something alkaline, right? To kind of balance
I want to say
right?
that, but I don't know if that's the right question. I don't know if I want to have it. I don't know if I want to lower my acid level or raise my. I don't really know what the answer is, or I don't even know if there is an answer.
Yeah.
So it's more of a balance.
The real answer is you want to. Yeah, the real answer is you want to be balanced. So we're going to be basically in two states. We're going to be too alkaline or we're going to be too acidic. But where we're at now in 2021, everybody, we've taken hundreds and hundreds of eye photos. Everybody has the same problems. We're all very, very acidic. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to start pumping in alkalinity to try to bring that balance over, right, to the center. So that's the goal. But first you have to remove those toxins through alkalinity and through fasting, and let your body eliminate that stuff. And then you need to kind of kick it back into the middle.
Yes.
Once you go through that detoxification, like I had mentioned earlier, once you go through that detoxification, then you bring everything back into balance, all your pain is gone, all your emotional suffering is gone, and you are a new human being. It's the most incredible experience.
Well, and ironically, one of the ways to get rid of the toxins is by getting sick. Is that right? Being sick is a way of your body to eliminate toxins, and that is kind of ironic because they're trying to keep us all from getting sick.
That's right. Correct. That's exactly right. That's why they want us to go to the doctor when we have a fever. They want us to take a pill to suppress that, keep those toxins in there. They want to kill our consciousness. Yeah. That's how they do it.
Yeah. So bringing alkalinity into your body, okay, it's one way.
And how do you do that? How do you do that? I mean, we're in America. We like to do things.
Yeah, so you need to change your lifestyle. I'm sorry.
I can't just go out and buy some alkali. I can't go buy it.
No,
I can't buy
liquid alkaline.
It's not working like that. Okay, so what you do?
I think you're onto something, though. I think we're going to start making a bottle of liquid alkaline.
Okay, so basically you need to eat alkaline food. Okay, so when you're gonna go on the Google and you're gonna Google pH, food pH, okay, what you're gonna find? Okay, most of the food what human beings are eating is on acidic side. Okay, so all the meat, all of the dairy, grains, you name it. Okay,
soda, coffee.
Yeah. All of this is on
I love my coffee.
Side, okay?
Yeah, so did I. I lived in Seattle for 12 years. I lived on coffee. Lived on.
And he gave up. Okay, so most of the food what human beings are eating is on acidic side. So you're bringing acid on top of the acid. Okay, you cannot fix yourself by doing this, right?
This is what makes this so hard for people to come to grips with, is they have to understand they've created their disease by their lifestyle. So you have to understand that you're the only one that can fix it. What happens when you go to the doctor? Well, we're not really sure what's wrong with you. We're going to give you this medication. Oh, it's an autoimmune disease. Oh, in your head. They don't solve problems. No. Right? They give you medications that suppress a particular symptom of the overall problem, which is acidosis, right? So it's again, this is coming right back to consciousness, and this is why people don't want to change, because I have to change my lifestyle. I have to be conscious of what I'm eating and what I'm putting into my body.
And it's also it's a risk, taking a risk, because being more conscious means being more aware, and we do live in a very challenging, very scary time, and there's something comforting about just being kind of out of it.
Yeah, no, there is. It's you're looking into the mirror when you go through this. You're looking into the mirror. you're saying, wow.
So those of
It's
us who
like
are
when you
not
make a
afraid,
mistake.
we're risk takers. What do we do to raise our alkali level? So avoid coffee, avoid too much meat, cleanse, exercise, sit in the sauna,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fasting is very
fasting.
important. Yep. You mentioned the sauna. So one of the key things with the sauna, and we do this, we are avid sauna folks. We just built the sauna. It's about 600 cubic feet. We're building a healing center in our basement. It's going to be 2,100 square feet. So that was the first thing that we did. So when you sweat, your skin is basically a third kidney. So if you're not filtering, right, and the way you check to see if you're filtering is you pee into a clear cup or a clear jar. You let it sit, and you should see sediment in your urine. That's how you know if you're filtering properly.
After 24 hours.
Yeah. If you're filtering a lot, you'll see it immediately.
So
that what Howard-
you
is
need
that-
to see sediment in your pee.
Is that what Howard
You need to
Hughes
see
was
sediment
doing?
in your pee.
Is that what Howard Hughes was doing?
Oh, you mean drinking his urine?
No, he had the jars of urine. Remember in his hotel room? Remember that?
I don't
Howard
recall it.
Hughes. Yes, that's one of the famous stories about Howard Hughes.
Maybe that's what he was doing. I don't know. But I'm gonna look into that and see what his thought was.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's fine. But the skin, right? So if you're not filtering, then the next best thing to do is sit in the sauna and allow your body to excrete these fluids. Now you can collect your sweat, right? And you will see sediment in your sweat from how you're, from all the stuff you're doing. We recommend a minimum of an hour. So what we do is we've got a sauna, we've got a spa room, and then we've got a jetted tub. We fill it up with ice cold water. So we go from the sauna for 15 minutes, jump into the ice cold bath, back into the sauna. Now that's a great way to get your lymphatic system moving and also to start getting your kidneys to begin to filter. But at the same time, you want to make sure your kidneys are filtering, but moving your lymphatic system is also important.
Yeah. So the number one rule is bring your kidney filtration, okay? Because this is the way how you can remove all of the toxin and acid from your body, okay? And what is the, main things, what is shutting down the kidney filtration? Meat and dairy. And
Protein.
almost everybody are eating this, right?
So protein from animals is...
So that's why about 90 to 95% human beings living on this planet Earth doesn't have proper kidney filtration, because whatever they're eating, they're shutting down the kidney filtration. So if you have a clear pee, that means that you don't have any kidney filtration. If you have any sediment, any flakes, anything in your pee, meaning that your kidney are doing something, okay? But you need to have as much of sediment you can, because this is how your body is removing all of those toxins and waste. Okay? It has to be visible, right? And doctors, what they want a clear pee, right? And then when you don't have it, they say, oh, you have UTI. Infection.
They say you're what? You're dehydrated?
No, you have UTI.
Urinary tract infection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is not true. Okay, so basically, how you can remove all of the waste, it's bringing kidney filtration, right? So you need to change your diet. Okay. Without changing your diet, I'm sorry, you cannot change that, okay? What is also helping, for example, try brushing your kidney area, okay? Like before the shower, for example.
Dry brushing. So
what's that mean? Like physically?
You brush your skin physically, yeah. Yep.
And then where are your kidneys? That's a dumb question. Are they in your back? They're like below your lower back?
They're kind of in your...
So you just brush your back, your lower back.
Yes.
And that actually helps.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, it does.
that it's helping, okay? Putting, castor oil packs, okay, also helping, okay? And it's a lot of different, ways how to, we have actually full protocol how to, bring the kidney filtration. So we are, sending all of our clients, and, information, because when you're having consultation with patient, they can remember only certain things, right? About maybe, I don't know, 10, 20%, right? What you said. So that's why we have all of the, documents which we're sending, and they can go back and, oh, okay, she said that, right?
Yeah, another thing, Stanley, that we haven't touched on, and I don't know how much time we have, is the concept of protein and whether or not we need protein or not. I don't know how much time we have, but
Well,
that's just something else
I
that we
love
should
protein,
probably.
and I heard animal protein, so I'm assuming plant-based protein might be acceptable. But yeah, what are we supposed to do with protein? Because a lot of us like our protein.
Right, and yeah, I was right there with you. A good Italian beef sandwich, a local dive hut in Chicago was where I preferred to get my my Italian beefs. But protein is a builder. It's not, you were told eat your protein, it's going to be, it's going to be good for you so you can get energy. It's not, that's not how it works. Protein is used to build. It's, when we eat an animal protein, our stomach has to kind of unpack it so we can get to the amino acid that we can actually use. So after you eat a big steak and potato, the reason why you're so full is because the stomach's got to try to break that down, right? And it takes a long time to do that, right?
Even days.
So yeah, so when you eat a plant protein versus a steak protein, you can feel in your stomach how it feels. It's a lot lighter, it digests a lot quicker. So fruits will digest in 20 or 30 minutes. Raw vegetables and salads and things like that, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Meats can be anywhere from 6 to 24 hours to digest.
No, even a few days. Especially, beef. Beef is the hardest one.
So that's another thing people need to kind of grasp with is, a lot of my pain started coming. I used to be an avid. I would go to the gym every day. So I was up at about 220. Okay, putting on muscle. I was eating probably 100 to 150 grams of protein every day. And as I started doing that, I got more and more and more and more back pain. Now, what back pain actually is kidney inflammation. It's because your kidneys are starting to back up and they're becoming inflamed because they're starting to shut down and they can't eliminate properly. So that's what back pain actually is. Okay, that's why you have to keep going back to the chiropractor, because he's not actually doing it. He's shifting you around to kind of reduce the pressure that the kidneys are putting on the spine because they're getting inflamed. Okay, so when you get rid of all that inflammation, all that back pain and all that other pain starts to go away.
I am prime example. I have my back pain for about 20 years, and that wasn't pleasant at all. When I changed, my diet.
Doctors told her that she was going to have surgery.
Oh, yeah.
They gave her these back braces, and she could hardly get out of bed about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, so that was bad. That not only 5-6 years ago, that was for the many years. I was struggling with this, and I was going to chiropractor. I was going for massages, essential oils, acupuncture, everything what you can even think of. I was utilize those tools because I was trying to ease my pain, and nothing was working. It was just managing the pain.
We were going to get massages once a week. She was going to the chiropractor once a week. She was going to get acupuncture once a week.
Yeah, and much more.
Every week, and much more.
Same. Yeah.
And then and do you know why you have pain? Because you are acidic. Acid equal pain, acid equal inflammation, and acid equal dehydration.
Yes, but our model is to treat the pain. Like we're trying to get rid of the pain or mask the pain instead of really looking at the underlying cause. That goes across the board for many health issues for many people.
That's right, and that's why everybody has cancer. My dad died of cancer. My mom's got stage 4 cancer right now, and my brother's already been diagnosed with cancer. I'm the only one in my family, 3 out of 4, that hasn't been diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
Well, I was curious about that. Is that pure disease, or is a cancer a tumor? Is a tumor still part of the lymphatic system's way of responding to getting rid of toxins?
Cancer is the end game. Cancer, when you get diagnosed with cancer, that your body is so acidic that your cells are decaying, your tissues are decaying. That's what cancer is. There is nothing more, because you can heal cancer. Dr. Robert Morse has healed thousands of people, thousands of cancer patients, stage 4 cancer patients, just by putting them on a 40-day great fast and getting their body to eliminate. And you will see tumors start to get smaller and smaller and smaller as people detox and eliminate this acid out of their body. So that's all that is. Instead of going in and saying, oh no, you got a big lump here, we're going to take it out, right? You take out a lymph node from your body. Now where's all that waste going to go? The lymph node is your waste receptacle. You take that out. Now you've got waste just circulating all the way around. So when people get a lymph node taken out of their neck, their risk for brain cancer goes up exponentially.
Yes, cancer then
typically what
spreads.
happens.
Because this is part of your sewer system. You're removing parts of your sewer system, which is you're dealing with still the same amount of, toxins and, waste. And now your sewer system is kind of, hardened by removing parts of it. So has even a harder, time to deal with all of that. So they're not making you favor, which is they removing lymph nodes. Removing lymph nodes is really, really, really bad.
Yeah, it's the last thing. But first of all, you don't want to remove anything from your body you have for a reason, right? So you want to keep everything. But unfortunately, our medicine system, our allopathic medicine system says, well, we're gonna give you a C-section. We're gonna take this out. We're gonna take that out. You don't need your thyroid. We're gonna take your kidney. And it's mind blowing.
It's just our current convention of treating illness. That's all it is.
So
well, but I guess part of the process of moving on is being more aware and being more educated. And I obviously was a little ignorant until today about half of my body's functioning. So it's good to know about that. That raises my consciousness and I guess puts me in, hopefully anyone else listening, in a position of at least being more aware, and then maybe looking into what we can do. You mentioned the eating less protein, eating more fruits and vegetables, the benefit of sauna, the benefit of exercise, all these things that can improve our lymphatic health. And then if we want to look further, should we visit the New Vision for Life website and check out other resources perhaps?
Yeah, we've got, you can become a member. There's no charge, but once you become a member, you go, there's other resources. We've got documents for high alkaline foods, high acidic foods, levels of detoxification, obviously iridology. I'm in the process of updating the website now, with a lot more information. So we would recommend it because, we weren't aware of it either. And when we discovered it, mind was blown, and we went full force into this because it saved my life, it saved her life, and it saved thousands of people's lives around the world. Like you said, Stanley, it's about being more conscious and more aware, and that's the struggle here. That's the struggle.
And wanting to be well. I mean, we have to want to be well. We have to want to be conscious. I mean, as challenging as that might be in this time, we have to want that.
Yes. Especially now, I think more people are closing off and going into their shell like never before because it's very scary out there right now.
Yeah, so it's I observed two kind of people, how people are reacting. Either they're going into the shell or they're unshelling themselves and going like fully like, wow, this is wow.
Well, I'd like to cross over into the wow. I don't think I'm in a shell, but we are almost out of time, but real quick, Renia, how have you come out of your shell? How do you be in the wow? How are you in the wow right now?
So the changing my life helped me tremendously. Okay. And then I'm doing, I'm very, nature lover. Okay. I love nature. So we're, walking barefoot all the time. Okay. Even winter, when I feel anxious, during the winter, because we have so many positive ions from, all of the cell phones, computers, and, Wi-Fi from everywhere, right? We're bombarding with these positive ions. So go outside, barefoot, okay? Even during the winter on the snow, okay? And you're gonna get, negative ions from Mother Nature, okay? And you're gonna balance yourself, okay? This is really good. So the whole summer, spring, fall, we're walking barefoot all the time. And then, winter, obviously, whenever we need it, right? But, you know, enjoying whatever you're seeing outside, okay? Seeing God's beauty, okay? The birds, all of the plants, trees, you know, hug your trees, you know, go into the park, you know, see all of that, the beauty of the world and enjoy it and be grateful, be thankful. This is how you unshelling yourself, okay? Because most of the people living their life, like, okay, work 9 to 5 or even more, right? Going to home, you know, just cook something or buy something, order something, then, you know, watch TV, go sleep and repeat and repeat and repeat. This is not conscious life, okay? You need to see what is outside. You need to become the observer, okay? Even your own life. You need to look at your life even from the observative perspective. You can see whatever others can see, okay? Because only from this perspective you can see more. So I'm strongly recommend everybody to connect back with the nature and be
Well,
really thankful and grateful for that.
I love that. What's a wonderful vision. It's a lovely, lovely picture. Lovely picture. Thank you so much. Michael and Rania, thank you
My
so much for
pleasure.
joining us and for being members here
Thank you.
of
Thank
Connecting
you.
Consciousness
Thank
in
you for having
Illinois.
us.
And we look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Thank
Stanley.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.